Seeker, welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life by mastering the law of attraction. So cool. My name is Talia, and I'm committed to cutting the fluff and showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to crack the code on manifestation, amplify your intuition, and play in the quantum, we are now besties. Let's do this. Hello. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. How's it going? My name is Talia Joy. Welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. Pull up a beanbag chair, pull up your favorite tea, chocolate, coffee, matcha, kombucha, whatever you've got going on. Bring it in. Welcome to the show. Today, we are talking all about creating a daily practice and the feminine and masculine components of creating a daily practice. This was really fun because I thought I knew what I wanted to say today, but as I was jotting down notes and really, moving through what wanted to come forward, my team of light, hey, if you're new here, I'm an intuitive, I'm a channel, I speak to spirit, but they came forward and showed me about the masculine and the feminine aspects of creating a daily practice that sticks. And I thought, yes, that is such a cool, fresh take on creating a daily practice. So that's what we're going to get into today. Welcome. I'm so excited you're here. If you are in fact new, I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed. Come over and find me on Instagram. It is at Talia Joy Manifestation. The link is below in the show notes. There's also lots down there. There's the Freebie Center. There's new free guides, masterclasses, ways that you can start learning, digital courses, all sorts of things. And if you didn't know, I have another podcast, and it is called On the Path, and it is dedicated to doing the work, the what do I do for self-growth, for manifestation, for awakening. So On the Path is a private subscription community. It's only $27 a month. You can come, you can go if it's not your cup of tea. But what we do is we really break down the work in tangible bite-sized pieces. So we're getting weekly assignments, deep dive episodes on things like connecting to your body, navigating triggers, all sorts of different topics that come in with manifestation and self-growth. On the Path also houses my entire methodology. So there's really bite-sized, to the point trainings that you can move through from beginning to end to cause a transformation. So it's a beautiful place to be if you're committed to doing the work. Only $27 a month. I invite you over there. At the time that this episode is being released, we are also doing On the Path a daily practice builder experience where I'm taking you through how to build a daily practice and offering some short breath works and different things that you can do. So join over there if you really want to implement the work and start manifesting. That is also below, the link for that. Again, it's called On the Path. And I think that's it. Let's dive into what we're talking about today. So the first thing that I want to go to when we talk about creating a daily practice is I really want to anchor into the why, because all of us have had floating around in our heads, I really should have a daily practice. And it gets put in that should pile. It's like the wood pile in the back of our brain. It's like the should pile. That's a good one. I'm going to make something of that. And we just feel like we should, and then we carry, often guilt or shame around the fact that we don't, and we know we feel better when we do, but we just don't have time. And, I definitely understand that. I am a mom of 3. I have a business that I'm now, 8 to 10 years, 10 years in entrepreneurship, 8 years in the online space. And so I know what it feels like to feel almost like too much responsibility, too many commitments, being really busy and not being able to find time for yourself. But today we're going to talk about how you can do that. And part of that comes when we flip the narrative in our mind. So I want to present to you that having a daily practice is your way of pouring back into yourself and spending time on you. That in itself is probably obvious. You knew that. But what spirit shows me is that when we do this, we're not only like looking after ourselves because we should, because that's self love. And, again, it's in the should pile. It's actually our daily anchor into a sort of either better feeling energy or a visiting of who we truly are, our home base. So I'll expand on that. Our daily practice, I'm going to go through a little bit about how we need it to be flexible in different examples, but it may not be the same thing every day. It's an opportunity to touch base with us. So sometimes my daily practice involves crying or going up in child's pose and just breathing. Other days, I'm going for a walk, I'm dancing around, I'm journaling, I'm doing yoga, I'm meditating. It looks different all the time because I'm a different being all the time. And on the path this week, that's what we're going into, is like really making sure that you're catering it. I'm giving lots of examples. So again, hop over there if you really want to dive deeper. But it's something that gives you a chance to be with you. It gives you a chance to touch base with you. And there's more and more layers of why this is so powerful. Because when we are in our manifestation journey, we manifest based on our self-worthiness and our self-concept. So we manifest from who we are being, from our energy field. But what we are being gets magnified and brought back to us. So we may be trying to manifest more money or a career opportunity or clients, but if we're neglecting ourself without even realizing it, we are putting out a low self-worth signal, which is a very low vibration. Then also, usually your energy is going to be scattered all over the place. You feel depleted, your body's tight, your mind is cluttered because you're not spending that time really clearing the space, creating space for you. So a daily practice is an anchor into you, into your home base, away from all the chaos and, all the shoulds. And as soon as you leave that practice space, or you're done on your walk, or you're done in your office or your Zen den, and you go back into your life and your kids are there, or your roommates or your parents or your coworkers or whatever, shit hits the fan once we get out in real life, the world of the 10,000 things. We get out into the world of the 10,000 things, and there's stuff, there's traffic, there's bills. So when we create a daily practice, it's like we're creating this little bubble of well-being. It's almost like insurance for tomorrow's self. It's creating this pocket of time because you deserve it, because you are worthy of that. So it's not about what we should do. It's about, this is probably one of the main assignments in your life. If you have struggled with self-love, if you have struggled with being in your body or loving your body, if you have struggled with abandoning yourself or neglecting your own needs, if you've suffered or struggled with not being able to speak your needs or have your needs met, or feeling overwhelmed, depleted, in pain, anything like this, a daily practice is what is truly calling you. That's the assignment, is loving yourself. So when you show up for yourself, when you treat yourself like a VIP, a very important person, you show the universe, life, spirit, your higher self, the law of attraction, you show the powers that be, look, I value myself. And when we value ourselves, we attract value. We attract abundance. We attract miracles. We attract people that are beneficial relationships and community and connection, because we're finally valuing ourselves. So we can't write out manifestation lists and do more chants while neglecting ourselves, especially if you're an empath. If you're a business owner, this could be the make or break in your business. Are you looking after yourself? Because even in fitness, we are taught that you have to rest, right? You can't just pound the same muscle day after day. It will become injured. So when you go day after day, work, kids, life, job, pressures, your head, friends, all the stuff that we go through in a day, in a week, and we're not resetting, we're not coming back home, we're going to be frazzled. So a daily practice is a little bubble for you. It's you time. And it's time where I recommend that you nurture your mind, body, and soul, even if you only have 5 minutes or 12 minutes, or maybe it's 45 minutes or an hour, asking yourself, what would nurture my mind, my body, my soul today? What does my mind, body, soul need today? Days when I'm in pain or my body's tight or I feel sad or mad, that daily practice is different than the days I feel awesome and excited and activated. But either way, I really make an intention to touch base with myself, have some time where the phone's down, the to-dos are down, and all I'm being is Talia in this moment for myself, for my body, connecting to my breath, connecting to spirit. Maybe I'm dancing, maybe I'm chanting, maybe I'm meditating. Even again, if it's 5 minutes, I commit to myself. So a daily practice is not just because we should, it's kind of like life insurance, not the kind you buy, but mental health insurance, spirit insurance. It's like making sure that you're going to be okay. You need to look after yourself. It's no longer tomorrow or maybe or when life calms down or I know I should. It is now. That will be a game changer in your manifestation, because when we feel good, we attract more blessings. When we have fun, we attract more blessings. When we feel pleasure and nourished and yummy and like breakthroughs in a journal or peace when we meditate, or the feeling in our body after going for a walk, that makes us magnetic more than anything else, more than more digital courses on manifestation or more writing it out. We need to feel it. So when you're feeling good, when you're pouring back into yourself, even like a 15-minute stretch brings relief to your body, brings oxygen, and it shows the universe, look, I value myself. And what you put out comes back. When you value yourself, they go, whoa, look at her, look at them. Like, wow, look at you go. Okay, you're getting the memo. Yes, now those things you've been wanting, they start to come easier because they're seeing that you're accepting the spiritual assignment. You're not trying to neglect yourself in the process. You're looking after yourself. Your vibration becomes magnetic and you simply do feel better. You align with solutions. So now what I want to talk about is the feminine and masculine aspects of a daily practice and how both are so important. So feminine energy, divine feminine energy, first and foremost, everybody, everything in nature has both. Life is duality. Nature is duality. We are duality. Every man, woman, any gender you identify with, you carry both feminine energy and masculine energy. So it's not about gender. And especially when we talk about a daily practice, that's nothing about that. But divine feminine energy is the energy of compassion. It's the energy of empathy. It's intuition, it's flow, it's compassion, as I may have just said. It's grace, it's understanding, it's love, it's patience. And masculine energy is the container, the steps, the commitment, the, how-tos, the actions, the confidence, the standing tall in who you are, the get your butt out there type of energy. So in my opinion, and what my team of light are, speaking through me about, is that when we have both, we're going to set ourselves up for success. So in a daily practice, the feminine energy would look like, asking yourself each day, what do I need today? Being in touch with what you need today, flowing with it, being intuitive with what we need, coming to yourself with empathy and compassion and the lens of self-love. It's being loving with yourself. It's being compassionate with yourself. If you're doing a workout or, yoga and something is hard that you were just doing yesterday, don't get frustrated. Have grace with yourself. If you're distracted in a meditation, it's giving yourself loving words and saying, that's okay, sweetie. It's totally fine. You're doing a good job. That feminine energy is allowing yourself to flow with a daily practice, bringing in movement, bringing in emotion. It's really the whole frequency of love. And then the masculine energy that we need in a daily practice is like the tangible practices, the commitment, the devotion to show up for yourself. It's that grit. It's that, lack of better word, balls that we sometimes need to be like, yeah, I don't feel like it, but 5 minutes in child's pose or on my mat or stretching or going for a quick walk would feel so good. So let's get our shoes on and get out the door because we are worth it. That type of grit is applicable. It is needed. That masculine energy is also be confident in who you are, stand tall in who you are. You may be in a workout and like push a little bit harder, or, be like, come on, let's fucking get it, like that masculine energy of like, let's get to work, let's do the thing. That is also so important. And here's where the balance comes in. If we say to ourselves, okay, let's go, I've got our running shoes, you're worth it, and something comes up, or even if we quote unquote self-sabotage, we don't continue with the masculine energy of what the hell are you doing? That now turns just into being a bully to yourself. It just turns into the ego. But we actually bring in the feminine then. If we're not doing as good or as well as I just said as we were yesterday, or we, feel like we're only half-assed, or we're really low in energy and we're trying to push through something, there's a time to then flip back into compassion and grace and love. And maybe you think like, yeah, let's do a workout, and you get halfway through and you're just not into it. The divine feminine can come in and go, sweetie, you're doing a good job. What do you need? And you might say, I just want to go for a walk, or I just want to have a bath, or I just want to, go in a nature forest or write out my feelings or cry. And the divine feminine can go, good job. Let's do that. I love you. I see you. You're doing a great job. So I want you to think about in your daily practice, where have you been more masculine, more in the I gotta, I should, do more, do harder, what the heck's the matter with you, do 10 more. If you didn't do half an hour, then it doesn't count, all that stuff. Where have you been too much in that? Or maybe you've been in the divine feminine of like, well, if I feel like it, I'll have flow, but then there's no implementation, there's no action, there's no consistency. And maybe it's a little bit of both, and they're both kind of blown out of proportion, and I do this, or blown out of balance. This is totally what I do, where I'm like flowy and like I don't really feel like it. And then I realize it's been a lot of days that I don't feel like it. So I give myself compassion. I bring in the masculine and be like, let's just do it. Let's just do a 15-minute yoga or go for a walk. Come on, let's do it. You're worth it. Get back in the seat, get back in the driver's seat. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But I'm not shaming myself because I love myself. So thinking about where you can bring that back into balance. And to bring in the masculine, think about when you can do your daily practice. So is it mornings, afternoons? Maybe it's different for each day of the week because you work different shifts or something's going on. That's fine. But maybe put it in your calendar. Like on Wednesdays, it's, a lunchtime thing. And Mondays, it's in the morning. And put it in your calendar and bring in that structure and bring in those loving words of like, you freaking got this, ground down to rise up. You are worth it. And then anytime you need it, give yourself love. Give yourself grace, because if you do fall off, there's been times I haven't done anything for 2 weeks because I'm going through a lot. And maybe for you, it's way more or way less. But even when that happens, I just look and I go, okay, what was I going through? Yeah, it was friggin' heavy. And I bring in the divine feminine and I say, I see you. I understand why you did that. And when it's heavy, you actually need it more. So I love you. You're worth it. What can we do right now? Like, what can we do today? Do you need an Epsom salt bath? Should we book a massage? Is it a workout? Like, what do you need, sweetie? You're doing a great job. And we just come back. We don't drill it in. We don't shame ourselves. That's when we've gone too far into the masculine. We just bring ourselves back with love, and we bring it back in, and we incrementally upgrade, and we give ourselves even 5 minutes of breath work, or 1 round of EFT, or one, moment to sit outside with your journal and just come back to the practice. So I hope that this served you. It's so fascinating, the masculine, the feminine, all of that. I really hope that it served you. I'd love to hear. You can come over to Instagram and let me know that you listened. If you want to let me know what your daily practice is and sort of where you are, divine feminine, are you more masculine, feminine, anything that you took away from this, I would love to hear. And if you do want to join on the path and get so many daily practices that you'll have a full toolbox and never be without a practice to do, I invite you into that as well. Of course, the links are in the show notes, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for your time and tuning into this episode. I really hope that it served you. And before you go, I'd love to give you a free workbook to help you upgrade your manifestation mindset. In this workbook, we're going to go through the 5 most common unconscious blocks that are holding you back. I'm going to show you how it's showing up in your life, and most importantly, the manifestation mindset shift that you need to unblock yourself. So grab the Manifestation Mindset Makeover free workbook now, and let's let's get to unblocking.